All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. And it's about time we go ahead on and get into this Saints Falcons recap. Well, Saints bust that ass. I mean, it was no other way you could really put it. Saints had bust that ass today. The first half was kind of, back and forth. It was a dog fight, blow for blow. I think it was 17 up at the half. Um, Atlanta came out swinging, man, and nobody would have thought would have put the 40 burger up on Atlanta. Our first 40 burger of the season. In the season finale at the Dome, because it was such a dog fight. Atlanta was just coming out hiding. We ain't even score on our first possession again, so we officially won for 16 on scoring a touchdown on our open possession. So you know they definitely need to get better with that next season. But this what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to beat Atlanta. Y'all wanted to just beat on y'all chest just because it's such a rivalry game. No matter what, beat Atlanta, and it cost us. Mickey Loomis feeling even better about his decision, doubling down on Dennis Allen. So Dennis Allen for sure coming back. They're not going to even consider it at all. It cost us draft position. Now, instead of being 8-9, we're 9-8, which the season of parity this year is just very close, compared to other seasons. So many teams are bunched up, in that 8-9 win bracket, 7, 8, 9 win brackets. So many teams. So, winning one or two games, that could definitely drastically change your draft position. But like I say, man, it's more than draft position. It's about having DA at the helm. To me, it's just much more deeper than draft position. But this is what you guys wanted, though. Y'all didn't care about none of that. Y'all didn't care about DA staying. Y'all didn't care about them considering having that all on the table. All y'all wanted to do was just beat Atlanta. Damn the draft position. Damn all that. And for people who always say, I always hear the same stuff. I hear the same stuff all the time. DA coming back regardless. I don't care if he was 7-10. They already made their decision. How many times people are in a relationship? How many times people are in business partnerships? How many times people are in friendships where they just say enough is enough? Feelings could change. I don't care what you say, especially if you're saying it in the public. Feelings can change when you behind closed doors. You know, Eventually everyone has a breaking point. And at the same time, I'm thinking ahead. If we was to lose today, like the Falcons lost, you don't think Mickey Loomis is gonna take that into consideration? Next season, if we was to go the first 8 games, say 3-5, you don't think they're gonna really be considering getting rid of this dude? I don't think he'll get fired in the middle of the season because I just don't think with that type of organization and role like that. But it definitely will be a consideration for the next season. You think he's going to get a fourth year? After giving him his third year when he just lost to Atlanta in a season finale in his second year. And I just looked at the schedule. I don't see us winning no more than 7, 8 wins. I already looked at the schedule. Schedule gonna get harder. It's not that hard, but it's damn sure more harder than this season. And we damn sure not gonna get all the lucky breaks that we got this season with all the backup quarterbacks we played. Do you know Baker Mayfield is the only full season starter that we beat all year? The only season, the only full season starter. What I mean by that is every single quarterback we beat this year, every single one was either benched, was either a backup, or benched multiple times. Desmond Ritter was benched multiple times. We beat him. Tyson Badgett was a backup. Ryan Tannehill was benched. Are you following me? Gardner Minshew was a backup. Are you following me? you know. And even Baker Mayfield, he's just a stopgap starter. He's probably not the future. He's just a stopgap starter for right now. And he did what he was supposed to do as a stopgap starter. He played well. He played well. He played above his contract, actually. Played better than Derek Carr, actually. Bryce Young, he was the only full season starter that we did beat that wasn't benched or wasn't a backup. But he was a rookie, and it was having arguably the most terrible year that a team has had in recent years. So that ain't saying much. And I feel like if Andy Dalton would have played any one of those two games that we played the Panthers, we would have lost. If Andy Dalton played today against the Bucks, I think they probably would have beat the Bucks. And I think Andy Dalton could have put up 10 points. Do you? So all I'm saying is you got to put your thinking cap on. Sometimes you got to take the fandom away and use logic. You know, when we in relationships with a girl, we know that they not good for us. We have those feelings towards her, but they not good for us. So our friends and our family members, they don't have those same glasses that they got on looking at this woman. They telling us what's best, and that's all I'm doing. I don't have on the same glasses y'all got when I'm looking at the team. I'm looking at what's best, and what's best is we need to get rid of Dennis Allen. I didn't even much want to win these last two games for Mickey to even have more encouragement to double down on keeping Dennis Allen, especially when in the fashion that we won. And those teams that we beat don't impress me. The Bucks didn't impress me. The Falcons don't impress me. They're just two teams that have been in a bad division with us all year that haven't been consistent, just like us all year, haven't been consistent. Consistently being inconsistent all year. That's all they've been. When the Bucks won those 4 games in a row, that wasn't impressive to me because you got to have things in the context. You got to look at who they beat. Who did they beat? Sad teams. Just because a team going on a winning streak, you got to put the context in that matters. And the context is they didn't beat nobody that was just a real perennial playoff team. Same with the Giants. The Giants had Tommy DeVito. They went on a 3-game win streak. But when they got to us, we beat that ass because we had enough film on him. I keep saying it, fashion matters. Don't let nobody tell you any different. The schedule matters. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Because if the schedule didn't matter, if it wasn't no such thing as a hard schedule or easy schedule, all this any given Sunday people try to parade out here, if it was a such thing as that, people would have more faith in the Panthers. You know why people didn't have no faith in the Panthers? Because the Panthers are a bad team. So if it's a such thing as good teams and bad teams, it's damn sure a such thing is a bad schedule, a easy schedule, or a hard schedule. They all talented in the NFL, but some talent is better than others. Who's more talented? Traquan Smith, Chris Olave. It's simple. It's that simple. People making it more complicated than what it need to be. People making it more complicated than it need to be. And they talk about the Green Bay game. Everybody just sobbing over the Green Bay game. Oh, man, Green Bay, man, if Green Bay, we lost a 17-point lead. Green Bay, that was the game. That was the game. Yeah, that probably was the game that was more in our reach to just, put the nail in the put the nail in the coffin and just get rid of a team, but it was more than the Green Bay game. Think about that first Atlanta game. We was like 0-5 in the red zone. You don't think we coughed that game up? Right there by touchdown. Derek Carr just throw the ball to Jesse Bates. Pick 6 touchdown. You don't think we coughed that game up? Texans game. We was in the red zone multiple times. You don't think we coughed that game up? It wasn't just the Green Bay game. We played Josh Dobbs. He was on like a little win streak too. We played Josh Dobbs. This dude got benched after he beat our ass. Not only did we escape from not playing Kirk Cousins, we escaped from not playing Justin Jefferson. In a lot of these games that I'm talking about, we was relatively healthy. So I won't hear, we ain't have Michael Thomas and Marshawn and Alvin Kamara and all. We were relatively healthy. So that Green Bay loss, yeah, that's just as important as that Falcons loss. That's just as important as that Tampa Bay loss when it was right after the Green Bay game, when you know damn well that Derek Carr was injured and he shouldn't have been even playing against Tampa Bay. That's why we kept throwing the ball to the line of scrimmage, because Derek Carr couldn't get the ball downfield. But Dennis Allen, he chose to play Derek Carr in a division game that matters, because he didn't want to play Jameis Winston, a fully healthy, capable Jameis Winston, but he wanted to play a 20%, 30% Derek Carr over 100% Jameis Winston. That was a division game. That was an easy win for the Bucs. That was the main reason why they bust our ass. Because you had a quarterback that out there very limited. What's the point of having a good backup quarterback if you're not going to use him for the moments that he need to be used? The purpose is to have a good backup quarterback is to, put him in the game that, maybe he could just play for a week or two until the starter get back, especially important games like division games. Now, we were just playing a sorry ass team like the Panthers or something, then maybe I could see you playing Derek Carr still with him limited. But even then, if it's a garbage ass team, you can still play the backup. You ain't got that much confidence. So since it was a fuck you to Jameis Winston, it's a fuck you to Dennis Allen. That's why he got up out of that nail. Fuck what Dennis Allen talking about. We about to get Jamal Williams a touchdown. And the whole team is backing Jameis Winston on that. But Dennis Allen going against the grain against the players. That's why I keep telling y'all got to open up your eyes. We're not going nowhere with Dennis Allen and winning anything significant with Dennis Allen at the helm. As long as he at the helm of this team as the head coach, we're not going nowhere. I don't care how good he is at coaching defense. And that's even suspect. Because look, we ain't playing no good quarterbacks and we still lost all these games. When you're a head coach, it's much more than just focus on one side of the ball. You really dealing with the personnel, the ins and outs of the team. You really got to oversee the whole operation. And Dennis Allen, he's just not capable of doing that at a high quality level. He just not. Jerry says, I'm glad we missed the playoffs. And to be clear, I want a DA gone, not now. I want a DA gone, not now. You want Dennis Allen again for a third season, Jerry? You gotta let me know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Off season starts now. Oh yeah, the off season started a long time ago for me. I was already checked out into the off season, wondering about what could we do. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna get another offensive coordinator and make Dennis Allen, as the person that wasn't the problem. It was Pete Carmichael. Pete Carmichael gonna be the scapegoat, which Pete Carmichael didn't do a good job, in my opinion, all year. Like we should have been running more motions. We should have been running more play actions. Stuff that confuses the defense more and simultaneously helped out Carr more. That's something that Carr can do good at. You got to play Carr to his strengths. But they're going to get a new offensive coordinator and they're going to feel like, oh, well, as long as the offense could do right, then we should be straight on defense. It's much more than that, man. It's much deeper than that. The Buccaneers had got a good offensive coordinator. I forgot where he came from, but He's a good offensive coordinator, and they brought him in. They got Baker right, got Baker career on path, and they in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, they got the same record as us, and they, you know, one game above 500. There's nothing to, just to be excited about. You know, they ain't going nowhere because why? The head coach, Todd Bowles, is not a good head coach. It's only going to do so much. And you got to remember, if we get a whole new offensive coordinator from the outside, that's going to be a whole nother coordinator that Derek Carr going to have to work with. He going to have to learn a whole new playbook, and the players that's been on this team going to have to learn a whole new playbook, and they're going to have to take time to gel. So don't just expect Carr to hit the ground running next season unless you get Ronald Curry to step up and be the offensive coordinator, and he gonna basically keep the same playbook but just do different plays and just add more motions and play action. You know, no cap. What I meant was I wanted Da gone just like everyone else. Oh yeah, Jerry. I mean, I think majority of us want Da gone. It's a select few who don't mind Da coming back, but I don't understand why. But that's on them. We all got a different opinion, but let me go ahead on and talk about the game. I've been rambling for 15 minutes off topic, just giving my overall thoughts. But as far as the game, to be honest, this was the most entertaining game of the whole season. I was sitting there rooting for us to lose. I wanted us to lose bad, but at the same time, I said, I want us to lose, but I want to see the young players, show some flashes and do some good stuff. And a lot of the young players showed flashes and they did good stuff. You had Kendra Miller out there. He was running good. A lot of people was, you know, uh turning their back on Kendra Miller, not being patient with him. But people got to understand, Kendra Miller was in Dennis Allen doghouse. He wasn't hurt a lot of these games. He could have played a lot of these games, but he was in Dennis Allen doghouse, just like how Trevor Penning, Dennis Allen doghouse. And he was dealing with injuries as well. So I was being more patient with Kendra Miller. And you got to understand, he's behind Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams. So it was going to be hard for him to get snaps. And one thing about the running back position, you it's hard to pick up on the playbook and stuff. Alvin Kamara said he didn't start learning the playbook till like week 14 his rookie season. It was guys helping him, getting him up to speed, but he didn't really start knowing the floor of things until like week 14. So I was being patient with Kendra Miller. And we got to remember, when Mark Ingram first had came to us, he didn't start being good till like his fourth season. And to me, Kendra Miller remind me a lot of Mark Ingram. So hopefully, he have a more touches next season. We can see a lot more of him because that dude got a lot to offer. He got a good burst. I think he got some good vision. He could catch the ball out the backfield. He could do a lot. He could do a lot. But I will say, the holes he was getting today was much more bigger than the holes that Jamal Williams was getting. Yeah, he got more burst than Jamal Williams. He's faster, quicker, more dynamic. But soon as Jamal Williams was getting the ball a lot today, them people was in the backfield. I don't know if they use a different one block scheme for Kendra Miller. Maybe they do because they different styles of runners. But whatever they was doing with Jamal Williams, he wouldn't really get no love with the offensive line compared to Kendra Miller. When Kendra Miller was getting the ball, they had daylight. I'm talking about big holes. But at the end of the day, even if it is daylight, you got to make the most of it. And Kendra Miller, he made the most of it. So you got to give him credit for that. Um, Even the reach out touchdown that he had did with his arm. So credit to Kendra Miller. Now, what I would say is A.T. Perry, he had a nice day too. I was comparing Kendra Miller to Mark Ingram, but I was comparing A.T. Perry to Robert Meacham. I just think a lot of the stuff A.T. Perry do, it'd be like little bombs or fades or whatever. So I just want to see him more with his route tree. Like, I want to see him expand his route tree. Like, I don't want him to just be a one trick pony. Like, that's right. That's why he reminded me of Robert Meacham, just going out, catching them deep balls and stuff. But I just want to see his route tree expand more. Like I like when a receiver got multiple routes they can run in a tree. Like that's what I like when it comes to receivers. I like tactician receivers. Like, you know, guys that could catch a bomb or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. But let me see that route tree expand so you could just do it all. That's what I like. Um, as far as the defense go, shit, man, defense came to play in that second half. You got Tyrann Matthew. He almost had a pick six. I don't know how the hell he let an offensive lineman catch his ass, but you know it is what it is. But um, you had Peyton Turner. We had him catch a fumble recovery. I've been saying all season, man. This season, as far as the players go, if we have a big season from Mike Thomas, with him staying healthy, we have a good season from Trevor Penning where he could just block Derek Carr blindside, and we have a good season from Peyton Turner where he actually just step up and start rushing the passer. We was gonna have a good season, but Michael Thomas got injured after week 10. Trevor Penning got benched after like week 4, and goddamn Peyton Turner got injured week 1. So it's like, goddamn. So I guess I was right. Like, just imagine if Mike Thomas never got injured. Just imagine if Peyton Turner never got injured, and just imagine if Trevor Penning never got benched. And just imagine all them doing well. I think if all them doing well, that would have helped out the Saints a lot more. But you know, it is what it is. The defense had did their thing. Alontae Taylor, he had got another pick, his second of his career. So it's good for him that he finishing out the season with his confidence up. He actually did get benched again today for Amadi. He was missing tackles. He was blowing coverage and stuff like that. So Dennis Allen pulled him, but he got back in the game and he got a pick in that second half. So that really boosted his confidence. I'm a big Alontae Taylor fan. I really feel like he need to be on the outside instead of the slot, but it's just kind of hard to put him on the outside, being that we got Marshawn Lattimore and we got Paulson Adebo. Now Marshawn, he been out, but since you had this whole offseason learning a slot position, we don't want to stunt his growth putting him back on the outside. So it was kind of like in a rock and a hard place when it came to Alontae Taylor. So, but if we're gonna move on from Marshawn, sure, Alontae Taylor might very well be back on that outside. So we're gonna have to see what's going on with Marshawn Lattimore when it comes to all these trade rumors that's going around with all this talk around town with him and DA getting into it. See, that's another thing about Dennis Allen, bro. He just keep getting into it with a lot of the players. He just not a player's coach, bro. Like the players just don't like him. I don't think. Why you think all these people coming behind Jameis Winston, to Jameis Winston defense, but Dennis Allen saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have did that." Like, you got to stick by your players, but he don't do that because he's not a player's coach. But the defense, they pretty much did their thing. I think Demario Davis, he led the team in tackles. You had Jonathan Abrams. I think he was second in tackles. I think he almost had a pick. So, man, Jonathan Abrams, he was playing some good ball, bro. It's almost like, damn, what would have happened if he'd have just got more playing time earlier in the season instead of being on the practice squad? Because Marcus May, he just good for nothing. Like, this dude always injured. And when he is in the game, he don't really do nothing that bad. Like, he'll make a play here and there, and he'll make a bonehead play here and there. But I don't think he's that bad. But at the end of the day, he's not healthy enough and to be productive for us. So I don't know, man. I think we could probably move on from Marcus May after this season. So maybe we need to go ahead on and draft a safety because we got Howden, but we still need to probably draft another safety regardless because Marcus May, Tyrann Matthew, and Jonathan Abrams, all of them are up in age and over 30 or closing in on 30. Um, Shit, I really would have liked if somebody was going to get a touchdown. I'd have liked to see Jimmy Graham get one more in the dome. If this is going to be his last season, I don't know. He might come back for one more last year, next season, but I don't see him doing more than one more year. So I would like to see him just go out and get him a touchdown. I'm glad they did give Jamal Williams a touchdown because that's just so indicative on his coaching staff. Like how a dude go from 17 touchdowns one season, and then the next season he has zero until that offensive nil, and then change up the play. Like that's so indicative on the coaching staff. I don't care what offensive line he was behind over here. I don't care what kind of scheme he was in that fitted him over here. From 17 touchdown to zero. That's so indicative on the coaching staff, bro. That man, bro. Man, it's just mind-boggling, bro. Like that dude supposed to have at least 7 touchdowns this year. Jimmy Graham supposed to have at least 7 touchdowns this year. Like a lot of these people supposed to have touchdowns. Michael Thomas, he played 10 weeks. This dude ain't had man, bro. I'm just done with this staff, bro. I'm just done with this staff. You know. But Bijan Robinson, he did a good thing. He had a good day today. Like, he's really living up to getting picked 8th overall. Like I still think the Falcons should have went a different direction with that pick because you already had a rookie that just ran for 1,000 yards. Plus they had Charbonnet later in the draft they could have picked up. They could have picked up Taraji Spears later on in the draft. Like it was just so many other things they could have did with that 8th overall pick. But the dude is a beast. Like I give him that. The dude is a beast, and he really had his way with us today. He had his way with us today, but it just seemed like he was like had butter on his jersey. We just couldn't tackle him, and either we couldn't tackle him or he was just running right, blowing right by us. You know. Drake London, he didn't really have a good day today. I really think he really missed up an opportunity today getting that touchdown on that handoff. That was a good play designed by Arthur Smith, but he couldn't punch it in. Like Drake London just had it easily could have just walked in, but he just ran right into the defenders of the Saints. That was stupid. Kyle Pitts, he was a no-show again. Like, man, they just wasting his career. They just they just really wasting Kyle Pitts' career, boy. We thought we was wasting Zach Bond's career. They really wasting Kyle Pitts' career over there. But I think another head coach gonna get that boy right, especially if they get another quarterback. Um Cordell Patterson, he didn't really do much. He's kind of like a Saints killer, the same way that Taysom Hill is a Falcons killer. Which Taysom Hill, he had another good day today too. I think the last 2 weeks he was really hurt, so they was kind of like limited his snaps. But I think that he kind of got back healthy this week. And plus, like I say, man, he just a Falcons killer. Like, like when you just got that MO with a team, like you just always do good against a team, you kind of want to keep that narrative going, and that's just like a game that you kind of step up for. So I just think Taysom Hill, he kind of step up for games like that. And it's funny that Taysom Hill is a Falcons killer and Alvin Kamara is a Falcons killer, but Alvin Kamara didn't play this game, and we still put up 48 points. Like how crazy is that? But that lets you know how deep this team is when it comes to weapons. And I really feel like, yeah, Derek Carr been playing well, like in the month of December. But at the same time, like I say, man, we've been playing trash teams. What happened when we played the Rams? You know, and the only reason them yards looked like that against the Rams because there was a lot of garbage time touchdowns and garbage time yards. So all I'm saying is fashion matters, man. Context matters on who you playing and when you're playing them. But um Taysom, he had a good day. Jawan Johnson, oh man, this dude just had such a disappointing year. Like games that he did play, I feel like they wasn't using him right, and when they did give him looks, I felt like he wasn't giving enough effort. All he was just injured and hurt, and he missed some weeks. So, man, it was just such a disappointing year from Jawan Johnson overall this year. Man, I'm so disappointed in him. But I'm not giving up on him on one down year. Like his first season that he converted to tight end, he did pretty well. His second season, he bumped up his production, and his third season, we thought that this was going to be the breakout year where he'll get Pro Bowl nods and a lot of things of that nature because Derek Carr gets tight ends paid. Like he got Jared Cook paid, he got Darren Waller paid. He got Foster Monroe paid. Like, we just felt like, okay, Jawan Johnson gonna be the next up. So it just didn't pan out that way. And I really felt like it was a lot on Pete Carmichael. Like that's just me. Like when it comes to the offensive struggles, I blame a lot of it on Dennis Allen for picking his staff. I blame a lot of it on Pete Carmichael just, not using our weapons properly. I blame a lot of it on Doug Marrone with his offensive line efficiencies. Like the offensive line, we've been doing way better when it comes to pass protection. Like I think we gave up the second fewest sacks this year behind the 49ers, believe it or not. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but believe it or not, second fewest sacks. And on top of that, you know, they just been playing a whole lot well, when it comes to pass protection. But run protection, that's what we've been struggling with. Now today we was running the ball all up and down the ass. But a lot of other weeks we just could not have success running the ball. And that's the quarterback's best friend. Ask Desmond Ritter. But that's just what it is. Like I just feel like the main issue when they came to the offense was, Pete Carmichael and Doug Marrone and then Derek Carr. But as of late, playing below average team or average team, Derek Carr been playing well in the month of December. So you got to get credit when credit is due. Like at the end of the day, he still got out there and played well. But you still got to give context to say, okay, why is he playing well? Dana says, if Saints repeat this season, do you anticipate Dennis Allen being fired during mid-season or after the 2024 season? Well, I already said this earlier, Dana. I said that a lot of people always say the same thing. They say Dennis Allen is going to come back regardless. So why would you root for the team to lose? Um, it didn't matter if we was going to win 8 games or 7 games. Even with a losing record, Dennis Allen was coming back regardless. His job is safe. I feel like, people could say that, but everybody could change their mind. Business relationships, business partnerships, relationships, friendships. If something is detrimental to you, eventually, you're gonna have your breaking point and your feelings could change and you could change your mind. So I'm just thinking ahead. Like if we would have lost these last 2 games, I think Dennis Allen would have still came back, but it would have been discouraging a little bit to Mickey Loomis to bring him back. And if Mickey Loomis would have said, you know what, I'm gonna still double down and bring him back next year, you're gonna have to take these games that we lost into the consideration. Like I'm thinking ahead. So let's just say the next season we go 3-5 our first 8 games. I don't think they'll fire Dennis Allen mid-season because I don't think we're the type of organization to do that. But they damn sure going to take a lot of that into consideration. How we were the first year, missed the playoffs. The second year, missed the playoffs. And if we was to lose these last 2 games like I wanted to against division rivals, and still miss the playoffs. And then we start his third season, first 8 games, 3-5. Oh yeah, man, he's not getting a fourth season. Like that's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking ahead. So, I don't think they'll fire him during the middle of the season, but at the end, they damn sure gonna just say, well, we give you a chance, we're gonna have to move on. We gave you 3 years. And to me, that's kind of fair. Giving a coach 3 years is fair. But under these circumstances, where you got all the evidence that this dude just can't get it done, you gotta move on earlier than 3 years. You gotta move on earlier than 4 years. You can't just keep on giving this dude a chance at the chance because these players ain't doing nothing but getting older. And this season was handed to him on a silver platter. You can't get nothing more better with all the lucky breaks you got. That's not going to happen again. You're not going to get this easy schedule again. You're not going to get all these lucky breaks when it comes to health on your side of the ball and health from your opponents. You're not going to get all these lucky breaks. And on top of that, I just don't think the locker room like him or respect him. If that was Sean Payton told them people to nail the ball, I think Sean Payton would have never had them come out and run a play. That's just me. And I'm just using Sean as an example. But with Dennis Allen, I just feel like it's more of a substitute teacher vibes. Like, you ain't you ain't even much no real head coach. He just don't demand respect. He don't demand respect. And if they hire another offensive coordinator and that offensive coordinator demands respect and he's likable and the fan base, started, liking him, to me, that could be a threat to Dennis Allen's job. So if the defense kind of take a step back under Dennis Allen as the head coach, which defense is supposed to be his calling call, but the offense has stepped up in every category in production with touchdowns, when it comes to yardage, when it comes to running the ball and all this and all that. Yeah, even though we still might be losing because Dennis Allen is the head coach, a lot of people are going to start praising that offensive coordinator and be like, well, it ain't the offensive coordinator problem, it's Dennis Allen problem. That could be a threat to Dennis Allen. That's why I think, you know, first of all, a lot of coaches don't want to work with him regardless. Like Pete Carmichael, he ain't just come back because, we just kept begging him. A lot of teams turned down the job working with Dennis Allen. Well, not teams, a lot of offensive coordinators. So that's just what it is with that. But on top of that, you know, certain guys, I just feel like Dennis Allen he's going to be a threat to my job if things don't work out for me this time around. Falcons just fired their head coach. Damn, Daniel, you telling me something? They ain't even wait till Monday to fire that boy. Well, all I can say is if they fire their head coach, if they get another good head coach, and if they got the good quarterback with this draft, we in trouble. We in trouble because it's only gonna be for so long. This division gonna be weak. It's only gonna be for so long, and we just keep doubling down and rolling with the same staff. You know, trading off good players, players getting older. The division gonna get better while we just gonna be stuck in neutral. You know. But I'm gonna let some of you guys go ahead on and talk. I'm gonna put the link down in the chat if y'all want to come on and say something. Let me put this link. All right. All right. So if anybody want to come on and say something, you're more than welcome to come on. I'll bring you on and we could just chat. I'll probably be on for like an hour. Let's just go ahead and talk ball. But in my opinion, I just felt like the Saints, they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, because just off the schedule alone that we had, off all the breaks that we had, and we couldn't, capitalize off it. And I'm just a strong believer when it comes to the playoffs. If you got to have all these scenarios just to get in the playoffs, you don't deserve to be there. Like, I feel like the players and the teams that deserve to be there are the ones who handled their business and they got in off their own account. Like they ain't really got to worry about another team, winning or losing for them to get in. They got in because they just had to go win these games and they won them. Simple as that. So, I feel like they didn't deserve a playoff berth, And on top of that, I didn't want Dennis Allen with a winning season. He got the winning season, the quote unquote winning season that they're gonna try to, tell us that he's improved from uh 7-10 to 9-8. Like, they're gonna try to sell us that, but I'm not buying that. Of course he should improve from 7-8 to an extra game or two because of the schedule. Look at all the quarterbacks we beat. Look at all the quarterbacks we beat. Of course, he should improve. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Like, all of this stuff gotta goes into context, man. Fashion matters, man. Fashion matters. Everybody knew that the last year Vikings team was gonna get smoked in the playoffs, and they got smoked in the playoffs. And they won like 11 games. They won over double-digit games. But the way they was winning these double-digit games, by the head of their ass, against a lot of below average to average teams, people just say, oh, man, this luck ain't going to be able to last like that. This is not sustainable. And that's like the main two words, mediocre and sustainable. Right now, we just in neutral, and we just going to be mediocre under Dennis Allen. No success will be sustainable. All this up and down season is just not going to be sustainable. We no different than the Bucks. We're gonna be no different than the Bucks if we hire a new offensive coordinator and get this offense rolling because head coach just requires so much more. Head coach requires so much more, and it trickles down. It trickles down, you know. And the players and the staff is already in the riff. We already seen Alvin Kamara say, "Oh, we ain't got no identity," but Dennis Allen said, "Oh, we got a explosive identity." You know, like where? Yeah, we was explosive in this game, but where was this all season? You can't just come out and make stuff happen when you're back against the wall. You got to just go out there and make stuff happen regardless. You know, don't try to hit somebody in the mouth after they didn't already hit you in the mouth and kicking you. Get to the point where you ain't even much got to get down in the first place. Start blocking some blows. You know, but that's what Mickey Loomis gonna do. They're gonna look at a whole lot of meaningless stats, but they ain't gonna look at what's the most important stats. And the most important stats is Dennis Allen is a losing head coach. He's a losing head coach. He don't have the locker room. He don't have the respect of the players. A lot of the fan base don't like him, and we just a soulless culture right now. We don't have no culture. We don't have no identity. We went from gumbo to goulash. I see this all the time, and we literally, in neutral. We just in purgatory. Like we're gonna be mediocre at best. We ain't gonna be We ain't gonna be bad enough. Bottom of the barrel team to where we could get a good pick, and we not gonna be good enough to where we could say, "Oh yeah, man, we're a perennial playoff team." Yeah, we could make the playoffs probably if we win the division, but where that's gonna get us into the playoffs and not to go in the long run. Y'all gotta remember, Dennis Allen have 3 wins in a row all season long. How we gonna go on a playoff run? We can't even win 3 games in a row in a regular season, but y'all think we're gonna go on a playoff run and win 4 games against top tier rosters, top tier coaching staff, top tier head coaches? With Dennis Allen, he can't even win 3 games in a regular season. We didn't win 3 games in the regular season this year with this roster and this schedule. And last year we won 3 games, but he can't even win for a month straight. At least the Bucks could do that. They won for a month straight, and that's how they got their way. They were in the playoffs. They were just competent for a month straight. You know, they doubled down, and they eased up our wins. Was it against some good teams? No. But at the end of the day, they still got the wins, and that's why they in the playoffs and we not. Because they mustered up 4 wins against bad teams. We couldn't even do that. We couldn't even do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with Michael Thomas. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Trevor Penning and Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore, he restructured his contract. Um, the way it's looking is kind of looking like it's going to be more easier for the Saints to trade him. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that. I hope he don't get traded. And Michael Thomas, I think he was on a 1-year deal anyway. So I think Michael Thomas is going to be a free agent regardless after this year. I'm not sure on that. And Trevor Penning was a first round pick, and he hasn't even been getting in the game in the jumbo packages. Like it's been times where I think Andrews Pete got injured, and they had like a third string come in over Andrews Pete today in a jumbo package. I mean, not Andrews Pete, Trevor Penning today. So he really just in the doghouse. Like he's not getting no love, and I really think it's just disciplinary action. I think he told the coaches that they trashed. That's what I think he did, and they just not accepting that. Like to me, he just seemed like that type of live wire type of guy that told the coaches that they trashed, they can't coach, and they're the reason why we in this bullshit right now. Something to that extent, I think happened. Or he probably said something to Carr. Who knows? But I think it's disciplinary action the way they doing Trevor Penning, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Like, are they going to cut him? Are they going to trade him? But if they do trade him, I hope they don't just trade him for no bag of chips like they did for CD Deuce. Like, I hate when they try to trade a player that has some type of value because they either got the production or they a high draft pick. They have some type of value, some type of upside, but just trade them for a bag of chips just out of being stubborn. Like that just not a good way to run an organization. That's just not a good way to run the organization. You always look towards the future. You always try to gain assets. You always try to get better. That's the name of the game. That's how you stay competitive. That's how you stay with sustainable success. But if we just giving away guys just to show an example or just going off of emotion, like we just on a hamster wheel. We going nowhere fast. And Mickey Loomis, besides this Dennis Allen stuff, I think Mickey Loomis been a good general manager when it comes to just construction constructing a team and getting some good drafts. Besides the first round draft picks they whiff on, but overall, you know, I think Mickey Loomis been doing a good job. But one thing I always criticize Mickey Loomis on is the tradings. Like when we trade somebody, we always get the short end of the stick. Like, even with the second round that we got from the Broncos, like we should have never gave them a third round pick. Now we only got like 5 picks. We gotta hope for some compensatory picks to come into help us with our picks because we only got 5 draft picks right now. I think we got like a first, a second, 2 fifths, and a 7th, I think. Snakebite says #fire Dennis Allen, man. If I had $1 for every time I put #fire Dennis Allen, man, I probably could go to the club right now, buy me some drinks, go to the after hours afterwards, and on top of that, go to a Whataburger or Jack in the Box and get me a number 10 combo. F the Falcons and F Dennis Allen for apologizing to them. Man, that was crazy, man. Dennis Allen apologized to the Falcons before Anthony Davis thanked the New Orleans Pelicans. Think about that. That's crazy. Dennis Allen apologized to the Falcons before Anthony Davis thanked New Orleans. That's crazy. But that's the type of coach that Dennis Allen is. Like, I hate comparing it to Sean, but let that have been Sean. Boy, Sean would have never did that. If you got a problem with the scope, stop it. Straight up. And he ain't want no problems with Arthur Smith when Arthur Smith was all in his face talking about something. I understand. Come on, man. Like, that just showed the type of head coach we got. Like, if anything, you should have been happy for Jamal Williams and said, that really wasn't the play, but I'm glad they did that for Jamal Williams. They got him that touchdown, But he made it just seem like, oh, well, that wasn't my call. That was and that just showed what type of respect he got. Like the players don't even respect. I just could go on and on, bro. But I don't understand how people could just say, oh well, Dennis Allen, I'm for him getting a 3rd year. I think if we just get an offensive coordinator and do this, man, how could you be excited? We're not going nowhere. Like I'm gonna be watching the games like everybody else. Don't get it wrong. I'm a Saints fan, and on top of that, I gotta come back here and create content. But at the same time, I know and deep down inside in my heart, we're not gonna be competing for nothing of any significance. The only thing we might compete for is the division. Now if we could win a division and get into the playoffs, that's cool. But at the end of the day, when Sean was here, the division, the whole motto was the division isn't enough. Because we was winning the division a lot, but only had got 1 ship. We can't even win the division with Dennis Allen. We can't even make it to the playoffs with Dennis Allen. So what's the real goal? And I'm a strong believer in, just winning the division. That shouldn't be your primary goal. Like your primary goal is to get to the promised land. And that's just not by comparing your team to just beat the teams in your division. You got to compare your team to the cream of the crop players and teams in this league. We got to be comparing ourselves to the Cowboys. We got to be comparing ourselves to the 49ers. We got to be comparing ourselves to the Ravens. Where do we stack up with those teams? Now, roster-wise, I think we Need a better pass rush. I think we could do better in the trenches as far as the run blocking. But other than that, roster wise, I think we could compete with them teams. But when it comes to a staff, we can't compete with those teams. And that's where the front office come into play. That's what Mickey Loomis come into play. Mickey Loomis got to see that, oh, Dennis Allen cannot compete with Kyle Shanahan. Dennis Allen cannot compete with Mike McCarthy. Dennis Allen cannot compete with Jim Harbaugh. Dennis Allen cannot compete with an Andy Reid. Let's see. Dana says you're supposed to stand by your players and stand by your word. Yeah, man. He don't stand on business. He don't stand on business. You know, like a lot of people were happy that Dennis Allen beat the Falcons and they was cheering and I guess they was feeling kind of excited. Like those type of fans that they just got that high allegiance to the team to where, oh well, I'm a root for my Saints and whatever they do, I'm gonna be behind them. If Dennis Allen back a third year, it is what it is. We just got to do this and do that. Like I'm past that. I am past that. I'm past the rivalries. I'm past all that. I just want Dennis Allen gone so we could get back on track. Because right now we're not on track. We just in neutral. We just in purgatory. And I just feel like you can't sell me what you're selling to the casual fan. I'm a realist. Like I see what my eyes telling me. I know what my eyes telling me. I know what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is just a whole bunch of buffoonery going on when it comes to this coaching staff and this front office. Talking about the economy, the reason the ticket prices were so low a couple of weeks ago. Bullshit. If the Saints were winning 11, 12 games like the damn Lions or something, that dome would be packed as hell. I ain't worried about no damn economy. They'll find a way to get in the dome. Motherfucker be in that dome and be late on their goddamn car note. They gonna find a way. But yeah, he didn't want to stand behind us. That was his perfect opportunity to at least say, like you gotta know the city, bro. The city and what we embody. Like our culture, we embody pettiness. We embody, talking shit. We embody having fun. That's our culture. That's our city. That is the epitome of New Orleans. We used to be trendsetters, but now we just irrelevant. And when I say we used to be trendsetters, they had the whole motto of the G Knights. Or if y'all don't know, we from New Orleans, we call them G Knights, but everywhere else they call them Air Force Ones or Air Forces. We was bringing Air Force One energy to the dome, playing the Falcons for the season finale. And like I say, we used to be trendsetters, but Mike Tomlin, he did that last year, I think. He had all his players, he gave all his players black Air Force Ones, and black specifically. Because if you from where I'm from, you know what time of day it is when it comes to black Air Force Ones. You already know how a motherfucker rocking when they got the Air Force Ones. You already know what that type of time means. And we stole that from Mike Tomlin. And by the way, Mike Tomlin with another winning season. Got Kenny Pickett over there. Fired the offensive coordinator. That's how bad their offense was looking. And on top of that, still had a winning season. Still had double-digit wins. And had a harder schedule than us. Ain't had the lucky breaks. And they wasn't even much in a all or in season like how we was. And still had more wins than Dennis Allen. But that's neither here nor there. CJ McCollum, he had 30 points in Sacramento in the Kings. And they said, oh, well, how come you always have a good game against the Kings in their house? He's like, oh, well, they told me they was gonna pick me, they passed up over me. So, I think I like when I come here. Basically just rubbing it in their face, being petty. That's the embodiment of New Orleans. That's the culture of New Orleans. Sean understood that. Dennis Allen, he don't understand it. That's why he apologizing. Making it about his players. You don't apologize to the rival. This dude really apologized to the Falcons before Anthony Davis thanked New Orleans. That's crazy. That's crazy. He apologizing to the Falcons. Derek Carr, giving praise to Jesse Bates for picking him off and getting the pick six, and we lost that game. But y'all keep talking about the Green Bay game. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. You know. Snakebite says big ups to Jameis. Oh yeah, man, Jameis, bro. And I think Jameis had just restructured his contract, so it looked like we're gonna keep him another year, which is crazy because the dude is 30 years old. Like, this is the back end of his career. Like, this is the time where he need that resurgence to, revive his career at the latter part of his career, like Geno Smith did. Like, this is the time, but he's sticking with us, and I think he's sticking with us because I think he's from Mississippi. A lot of Mississippi folks are Saints fans, just in that Gulf Coast region. I think he kind of grew up a Saints fan, so I think he's kind of sticking with us because I think a lot of his family is Saints fans. They proud of him being a Saint and all that. Like, I think it's kind of deeper than that when it comes to Jameis Winston. But man, this dude just wasting his career with us, bro. Because under Dennis Allen, he's never going to get a shot to be a starter. So it's like, man, he could go help another team out and possibly get himself a starting job again. But he just sticking it out with us for a coach that don't even like him that much, you know. But that's the type of dude Jameis Winston is, bro. And I'm glad he on our team, bro. It's like I'm glad he on our team because I just like the dude so much, but at the same time, I wish he wasn't on our team and he just go thrive somewhere else because I know he would never get a shot to be the starter. But at the same time, it's still good to have a good backup like Jameis Winston if something were to happen to Carl. But you know, that's that just life of a Saints fan. You just can't can't have nothing good right now, bro. That's just life of a Saints fan right now. And man, I just wish we would have won it in 2018, bro. Like, that was the year in 2018 when they gave us that no call, bro. Like, if they would have gave us that ring, well, not gave us that ring, but if they would have never did that call, I really believe would have beat the Patriots, and I wouldn't even much be tripping right now. I would be happy as hell. We have our two rings, and this whole Dennis Allen era will be much less annoying, but it's just much more annoying because Drew Brees, he didn't get that second ring that he should have desperately got, and it just makes me even mad, bro. It makes me even more mad. Not to mention that Tom Brady wasn't even supposed to be a Buck; he was supposed to be a Saint, but Drew Brees had came back another year, but that's neither here nor there. So it's just a whole lot of. It's just hard being a Saints fan. It's hard being a Saints fan, bro. It's hard, bro. It's hard. I thought being an adult was gonna be kind of hard, but shit, being an adult plus a Saints fan make it even more hard, bro. Especially in this economy. But yeah, man. I'm not excited about next season, bro. I'm gonna be excited for the young players. I'm gonna be excited for the draft. It's always exciting to see who we're gonna draft, but I know we're not gonna draft a quarterback. That's out the picture. As long as Dennis Allen has Derek Carr on this roster, they pretty much tied together. They pretty much married together. And with that 48 point score, we definitely not drafting a quarterback. So our Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, all those dreams, they basically out the window. Um, with Ramchick injury, I suspect that they're going to go with a tackle. Not to mention Trevor Penning, like, he's just in a doghouse. They might cut him. They might trade him. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but it's pretty much looking like we're going to get a tackle. You know, uh, next season. I think when it comes to the pass rush, a lot of people feel like we're not going to get a quarterback. We're pretty much going to get a offense alignment or a defense alignment to help us with the trenches. But when it comes to the pass rush, I think they're going to see that we go rush Bond more. They probably try to give him another contract. I think this was his last season under contract. So they probably renew his contract, bring him back. Foskey, he'll be in his second season. Peyton Turner, they're gonna just hope again that he's healthy enough to stay afloat a full season for his health wise. And they already gave uh Carl Granderson his contract, so he pretty much already locked up. So they're gonna just be hoping and banking on Foskey, uh, Bond, and Peyton Turner. They're just gonna be banking on those guys. Not to mention you got Brian Brzee. He's gonna be coming into his second year, and I think he finished the season with like what 5.5, 6 sacks as a rookie at the defensive tackle position. Like you you're gonna be happy. You got to be happy with that. So in the second season, maybe he get another 7 sacks. Like that's you could be happy with that. You could roll with that. So I definitely suspect them drafting a tackle in the first round. The only thing about drafting a tackle in the first round is with the 14th pick we currently have, we're probably gonna have to trade up into the top 10. We're probably gonna have to trade up into the top 10 for a quality tackle. Like if we want the third best tackle, we probably gonna have to trade up into the top 10. We probably could get a decent pass rusher at 14 without trading up. We probably could get a decent one. But when it comes to tackle, those positions that just go off the board very quick. Like tackle and quarterback, they go off quicker than anything else because you're gonna need a passer in this league, and you're gonna need a guy that can block the passer in this league. You know. Now, I will say this. Michael Penix Jr., he is a left-handed quarterback. So you don't need as much. You don't need a left tackle as much with a left-handed quarterback. His blind side is the right side. So we could get Michael Penix Jr. and a quality right tackle in the second round. I feel like because left tackles they go first. Those right tackles they kind of go in the later rounds. So that's an option right there. You're gonna help out uh Derek Carr with the right side, even though Derek Carr blind side is the left, but you're still gonna help out and getting that right side sealed up with Ramchick, he probably retire or whatever. And on top of that, you lock up your future with Michael Penix. But that's just a little that's just a little that's just a little dream I got, but that's not gonna happen either. But I feel like Michael Penix, if he came here, just our luck, he'll probably get injured because he just got injury history. Like 2 ACLs he tore, and I think he had a shoulder injury. Like Michael Penix, he just got me scared, to draft him, especially with the guys that we draft in the first round that has injury history. But Brian Brzee, he was pretty much healthy this whole season, and a lot of people were saying he had injury history, but I don't really think he had injury history like people's making it out to be. I think a lot of the time he missed it was due to his the passing of his sister. So it was just a lot of stuff he had going on. But other than that, I feel like we hit on Brian Brzee. Brian Brzee, A.T. Perry, Kendra Miller, I think we hit on all those guys. Now that's the only credit I give DA. Like if I could give DA any type of credit, I'll give him credit for two things. He could damn sure have a good secondary when it comes to the defensive backs, and he could damn sure put together a good roster. The motherfucker just can't coach it. Like he could build a team, he could put together a good roster because these last two drafts, I like what we've done. Like we got Chris Olave, we got Alante Taylor, we got Kendra Miller, A.T. Perry, Brian Brzee. Like we got a lot of guys. But the motherfucker can't coach the motherfuckers. That's his problem, you know. But shoot, I feel like year three Dennis Allen shit. I'm gonna leave a whole lot of liquor. I might have to start smoking cigarettes. Shit, I never smoked a cigarette not a day in my life, but I'm gonna have to try something to get me through to this motherfucking season because this is just painful to watch. It's just bad being in misery. Like as a fan, bro, what you want is hope. What you want is faith. But with Dennis Allen, I have no hope. I have no faith. At least with Sean Payton, like I can't stand to bring up Sean Payton and compare him to Sean Payton because it's like me in a new relationship and keep talking about my ex to somebody. But the thing about Sean Payton, even with the seasons where our defense was pretty bad, the thing about Sean Payton, you still had hope. You still had faith. Him and Drew Brees going out there, you still had hope that the defense could get a turnover or two You knew they was gonna give up touchdowns. You knew they was gonna give up yards when they was, in a prime with all that good offense, but that bad defense. When we had those days, you still had faith that they could win the game. You still had faith that they could go to the playoffs and try to make a run. All we needed was just get the defense, have a few turnovers, and we'll be all right. But with Dennis Allen, I have no faith. I have no hope. Like, I'm excited to see what our young guys could do. But as far as overall excited on the year that maybe we could go somewhere, I'm not excited at all, not even the slightest. And that's the saddest part. If the Saints don't draft a quarterback this season, I think they will wait on Arch Manning. Yeah, man. Like Arch Manning, he's a pretty good athlete, bro. He's pretty good, but I just think that's not gonna happen. Like that's just one of them pipe dreams. Like, yeah, we got we the last quarterback that we selected in the first round was Archie Manning. Like, yeah. Then we select his grandson. Like, I just don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. But it'll be pretty cool if it did happen. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to wait that long. Like, I want Jaden Daniels. I just want Jaden Daniels, man. I'm not trying to wait that long. I don't want to pass up on all these opportunities. Rolling with Derek Carr, not having somebody, in the wings for the future. Like, at the end of the day, bro, as a business, you got to, you know, play for the now and play for the future. And I feel like getting a quarterback, that's still helping for the now, because what if your starting quarterback get injured? And on top of that, certain quarterbacks, it's very well worth it. Certain quarterbacks is very well worth it. Like a lot of these drafts, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we need to get a quarterback. We need to get a quarterback." I ain't really care for no quarterback. The only time I cared for a quarterback is when we had the opportunity to get Lamar Jackson. Like, nobody knew Patrick Mahomes was going to turn out to be the Patrick Mahomes that we seeing now. Nobody ain't think that, but we kind of had an idea about that for Lamar Jackson, and I was hoping we were going to get him, but we didn't. But all these other drafts that went by and we ain't getting no quarterback, I don't really trip it, because there wasn't nobody that really intrigued me like that. Like, we was looking at Malik Willis, and we was looking at Will Levis, and we was looking at Kenny Pickett, and all these guys of as of recent, but none of these guys really intrigued me. The only person who really intrigued me is Jaden Daniels, and that's the dude who I want. That's just the dude I want. It's just certain dudes. I look at their game, I look at their character, I look at their body language, and to me, that dude just check off all the boxes. You know, and everybody wanted to beat Atlanta. Everybody wanted to beat Atlanta. And like I keep telling y'all, it's more than draft position. Like, it's deeper than draft position. I just want Dennis Allen to be fired. But draft position coincides with him being fired. And now that the Atlanta Falcons going to have a better draft pick than us, we're going to be sure mad when they get Jaden Daniels and he bust our ass for years to come. But y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to beat Atlanta in the season finale in hopes to go to the playoffs with it riding on the Panthers and the Cardinals and the Bears. That's what y'all wanted. Not me. I didn't want it. I'm like Dana. I was praying for Jaden Daniels. I was looking at that game, hoping the Panthers, hoping the Falcons bust our ass, so we could have a better chance to getting Jaden Daniels than them. I wanted Carter had the most terrible game he had in his life, just for us to even consider it, just for us to be in that draft room and just really just get the banging on the table hard. Like, man, we need to get this guy. This guy's gonna be the next Lamar Jackson. We missed out on Lamar Jackson. We missed out on Patrick Mahomes. We can't do it again for the third time in a row. It's just gonna set us back for years to come while the whole division is getting better. You know, and make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Baker Mayfield coming into his second season under that offensive coordinator, if they get some better weapons, Baker Mayfield, he's probably going to have another good season. If Ben Johnson go to the Panthers, he's going to get Bryce Young right. They're going to get some weapons. And if the Falcons get Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix, you you think Bijan Robinson was a motherfucker to deal with. Just wait till he get a quarterback. Just wait till Kyle Pitts get a quarterback. Just wait till Drake London get a quarterback. And they might add a whole nother weapon on the opposite side of Drake London because they need another one. It can't just be Drake London. You think these dudes was a pain in the ass to deal with. They really going to be a pain in the ass when they get a quarterback. And on top of that, if they got a head coach, because if Arthur Smith is fired, it's going to be a whole new sheriff in town. And I guarantee you that sheriff is going to get Kyle Pitts the ball. It can't be much worse than Arthur Smith. And that's another thing that I hate. I hate when people say, oh, yeah, man, there's no guarantee the next coach is going to be worse than Dennis Allen. Oh, well, like what? Like what? Like some of these fans starting to sound like Mickey Loomis, bro. All the stuff Mickey Loomis said, I'm thinking it starting to go to the fans' head or something. Like they starting to defend Dennis Allen to the point where they starting to be Dennis Allen supporters. You know what I'm saying? Like how could you say, oh, it's no guarantee. Like at the end of the day, you still got to move on and try because it's a known fact that this dude not gonna, he's not gonna be able to just have sustainable success. It's just a known fact. It is clearly a known fact. He could win like the next 20 games and still probably be 500. Probably be below 500 for his winning record. And that's crazy. So all I'm saying is, if you got a option for success, for a common goal, if you doing something and you know it's not going to work, I don't want to hear about, oh well, the other option might not work either. No, you try the other option, and if that don't work, you try another option. Don't keep doing the same thing knowing it's not going to work. That's literally the definition of insanity. Oh man, bro, I just can't stand when people say that, bro. I just can't stand when people say that. But I'm about to get ready to go ahead on it in this stream. I just wanted to come on here for like an hour. I went an hour and 12 minutes on this thing. Appreciate y'all for being in the comments. Nobody called in today. I guess it's a little bit late. Plus the Saints lost. A lot of people in a bad mood probably. I know y'all was looking at that damn Bears game and looking at that Cardinals game with y'all face glued to the TV in hopes and dreams. I've seen this movie before. I ain't watched not a lick of those games. I didn't watch a second of those games. I could care less, because they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs in the first place to me. And second, I'm not about to put my emotions and all my hopes and to two teams winning. I'm just not about to do it. I've seen this movie before. After the Rams lost to the 49ers, I said, oh shit, I ain't doing that shit no more. I remember when Sean Payton on his last season, boy, all we had to do was let the damn Rams beat the 49ers, and the Rams was busting the 49ers ass. Soon as the fourth quarter come, after the Saints had already beat Atlanta, and all we needed was the Rams to beat the 49ers. The Rams of all teams, the team that, went to the Super Bowl and cheated us out of a goddamn Super Bowl. We rooting for the motherfuckers. The Rams. Them 49ers came back and beat them damn Rams. And a lot of people felt like, man, motherfuckers did that shit on purpose. They didn't want to see us in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people felt like that, but I remember that shit. I remember I said, never again I'm putting my hopes and dreams and all my energy and my emotions into these other teams. No, I ain't doing that shit no more. If we can't handle business on our own, I'm not putting all that energy into watching another team take care of our business for us. And I'm glad I rock like that because a lot of people this evening was just so heartbroken after watching those Bears and watching them damn Cardinals lose. Shit, not me. I ain't watched not a lick of that game, but I watched that whole Falcons and Saints game. I watched that, but I ain't watching no team that we got to depend on. Well worth the hour. Great show, no cap. Thanks, Dana. Next time, call in, man. When we making this content, we like to talk. We like to talk. That's the reason why we are content creator in the first place. But shit, I like to speak with people, man. I like to speak. It's cool reading y'all comments and stuff, but I like to speak and have a conversation and dialogue. Like that's what I really like to do more than reading. It's just a different type of immersion with the conversation to me. I could just flow better when I'm talking to you. I like to hear y'all thoughts, even if y'all disagree with me. Like I don't mind y'all calling. Like one thing about me, I could disagree with you, but we could still have a conversation. I just want to hear your perspective. You let me know what you think, and I'm gonna let you know what I think. Like, what would the world be if we all have the same thoughts? We gotta have everybody gotta be on. Everybody could be on. Different mindsets and perspectives. That's what make it interesting. That's what make it kind of fun. So even if I'm saying something and y'all don't really agree with, you call in, hit that link, and shoot, let's chat. Tell me why you feel the way you feel. That's all you stating is your feelings. That's all. And I just be stating my feelings on my team that I'm passionate about. That I'm so passionate about. I made this channel, and I just talk about my feelings on Dennis Allen ass. Been talking about his ass for fucking 16, 17 weeks straight. 18 weeks, matter of fact. Gotta talk about the bye week. But hopefully I ain't gotta talk about him for a whole another 18 weeks next year because I just want that motherfucker gone. All right, let's see. You hit rock bottom when you're rooting for the Panthers and the Bears to win. Man, we had to root for the Panthers to win. We had to root for the Bears to win, and we had to root for the Cardinals to win. Like when you gotta have all these scenarios going, you don't deserve to be in there. I'm a strong believer in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the only person you need to worry about is yourself. Now, when you got to worry about yourself, like the Bucks did, then yeah, you deserve to be up in there. You know, even though they got the same record as us, they got in because they won for a month straight. They doubled down and they won for a month straight. We never won 3 games in a row this whole season. Roller coaster, up and down, inconsistent Dennis Allen. That's who we got to thank. I watched the Bears and Packers game, but I picked the Packers to win, so I expected that. Well, let me tell you something about the Packers, Snake Bite. The Packers had Aaron Rodgers. They had Aaron Rodgers for many, many years. Aaron Rodgers got him a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers was a great quarterback. But guess what? In the later years of Aaron Rodgers, they selected a quarterback named just Jordan Love. They said, you know what, Aaron Rodgers, he's getting kind of older. We need to do something to get our future right and get our ducks in a row just in case, Aaron Rodgers, sustained a career threatening injury or, we just move on from him because, we kind of have a disconnect with the organization and the player. And you know what? Sure enough, there was a disconnect between the organization and the player, and they just moved on from Aaron Rodgers. But they had Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love, he's looking like their next franchise quarterback. And that's all I'm saying about Derek Carr. We can still keep Derek Carr, and he can still be a starter, but get that future. Get Jaden Daniels. Do whatever you got to do to move up to get Jaden Daniels. We already only got 5 picks so far anyway. We only got 5 picks. Out of them 5 picks, the best way to hit up on these 5 picks is to get a quarterback of the future. it wouldn't matter what these other picks do in his draft. If we could hit on that quarterback, that that's gonna be damn sure worth it. And he could just sit behind Derek Carr for a year, and then after that year, depending on how Derek Carr, if we won't bring him back for a third season or not, we could try that. But for now, we need to get this quarterback waiting in the wings and him learning. Now, the only thing about it, I don't want Dennis Allen coaching that quarterback when it's time for that quarterback to start. So on his rookie season, while he's sitting behind Carr in his Carr second year, shoot, that's gonna be Dennis Allen third year. And this is another quote unquote all in year, you know. And if you can't get it done with Derek Carr again on your third year and you miss the playoffs again, well, we need to go in a different direction for this young quarterback right now. We tried it with y'all, gave y'all 2 years, gave you 3 years as the head coach. You couldn't get it done, no playoffs. But we're gonna go in a different direction. We got this young quarterback. We think he'll be a better fit with this head coach. We think he'll be a good fit with this staff, and that's just a direction we're gonna go with. That's all I want. Same thing they did with the Chiefs. They had Alex Smith. They took a chance on Patrick Mahomes. The rest is history. The rest is history, and that's what the Packers did. To help you out, I mean, oh yeah, to help you out. That's what I'm saying, Dana. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you got to root for all these other teams to win, then you ain't do your part, in my opinion. When you got to have all these scenarios to happen for you to get the chance in the playoffs, you don't deserve to get in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. I feel like you deserve to get in the playoffs when you handled your business. If you're a team that if you're a team and your playoff chances are dependent on you beating this team and then you get in, you deserve to get in because that's all you needed to happen. You needed you to beat this team. So your destiny was in your hands. You deserve to win. You deserve to get in if you win. But if you win and you need this team and this team and this team to win for you to get in, you don't deserve to get in because you need all the scenarios to happen. That means you put yourself in a position where you need somebody else to determine your fate. That mean along the lines, you was fucking up. So that's how I feel about that. But I'm gonna go ahead on and end the show. I'm gonna wrap the show up. I just wanted to talk to y'all before I go ahead on and wind it down. Saints season is officially over. We officially eliminated. Dennis Allen has his first winning season, quote unquote, as a head coach with 9 wins and 8 losses. They're going to try to feed us that he's headed in the right direction, which we all know that is a bullshit ass lie. If anything, he's heading backwards. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, he has 7 wins. 2 more wins is in fact heading in the right direction. I don't want to hear about that. Context matters, fashion matters, all that matters to me. We already know all the games we won. We already know the schedule we had, the breaks we had. We still couldn't get it done. The silver platter that we had, we already know all this. Stop complicating things. Stop, moving the goalposts. We wet the bed. And it's not going to get no better than that. We'll never see a schedule that easy. We will never in your lifetime. I don't care how old you is listening to this show. I don't care if you're 30 years old, 40 years old, 15 years old. You will never see a schedule like that again in your lifetime. And we wet the bed with that, thanks to Dennis Allen. So, Saints are eliminated. That's our season now. All we got to do is, look at the rest of these playoffs and, you're going to root for your team. Me personally, I want Lamar Jackson to win it all. That's who I want to win it all. I wouldn't mind seeing the Lions win it all because I like Dan Campbell. The Lions are just, They're one of those teams that's a small market team. I like to see small market teams win. I don't like to see big market teams win. So I would like to see the Lamar Jackson win. I would like to see the Lions win. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing the Seahawks win with Geno Smith. Geno Smith revive his career. Like I just see a lot of Jameis Winston and Geno Smith. So all the stuff that's going on with Geno Smith, I would like to see him have some success. I think they still got a chance in the playoffs. I think they still in the hunt. I don't know. I'm not sure. I probably gotta check up on that. They probably knocked out to be honest. But if they not, I would like to see Geno Smith win. But the main thing, my Super Bowl is going to be the Cowboys losing. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Cowboys losing. So whoever play the Cowboys, I'm damn sure rooting for that team. I can't stand the Cowboys. Like I can't stand the Cowboys more than the Bucks and the Panthers. It's two teams that I can't stand the most, and that's the Falcons and the Cowboys. And I think I can't stand the Cowboys more than the Bucks and the Falcons. That's crazy. And it's probably because of I'm just surrounded by so much of them because they everywhere. But I live in Houston, so I see them a lot at work. So I work at the airport, so them motherfuckers just everywhere. So it's gonna be real nice coming into work with all their heads down, thinking they was gonna go to the Super Bowl. But this is a good shot for them right now. I give them that. This is a good shot. You know, I think I think that they got a good team right now. I think they're real healthy right now. Um, they really just got to get through the 49ers. Everybody else, I think they could take care of. The Eagles, they've been in a downward spiral. So, sure, this their best chance right now. But you know, it's gonna be a crazy off season. It's gonna be real interesting. Be coming with some content as much as possible. It's gonna be hard to, come with some content while we in the off season. But at the same time, this is Saints. Is always a new story. There's always a storyline. Something always happens. There's always some type of scandal. It's always some type of rumors. It's always something that's got swept under the rug that the rug then got flipped over on his other side that they came up out. So it's gonna be some shit. I expect Michael Thomas when he leaves to be like Cat Williams and just spill all the beans, spill all the dirt on Dennis Allen. I expect all that to go down. But only time gonna tell. Trevor Penning, Marshawn Lattimore, Alvin Kamara. Only time gonna tell. Somebody gonna spill the beans on Dennis Allen. 30 for 30, surviving Dennis Allen coming soon. But y'all be safe out there. It's always who that, whether we, agree on things or disagree. It was a lot of different fans. It was a lot of different fans in the dome. It was probably instead of the fans being divided by the Saints and the Falcons between two sides, it was divided in a full size. It was the Saints fans, it was the Falcons fans, it was the Saints fan that wants the Saints to lose so Dennis Allen could get fired, and it was the Falcons fans that wanted Arthur Smith to lose so Arthur Smith could get fired. And it looked like those fans, those last ones that I named, those fans had a good old day. They had a good day. So, but we're gonna see. It would be funny if we ended up on Hard Knocks next season. Well, Dana, I said this when Hard Knocks first came out. I said they don't want to be on Hard Knocks because Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael don't want to get themselves filmed. Like they don't want the public eye to really see them, you know, interacting with these players and just doing daily operation stuff because Dennis Allen don't know what he's doing. He's not a players guy. He's not a rah-rah guy or X's and O's guy, you know. And Pete Carmichael, he's just so timid and so shy. He's not a players guy. He like it would just be so bland and boring if we was to watch that. And they know who they are. That's why they didn't want to be on that show. I don't think it was just about that. Oh, we don't want to be on the show because that's just not what we're about as an organization. Like I don't think it was a lot about. I think it was that. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they know that they not worthy of no cameras. They just not entertaining. They just boring and they just bland. And they just don't know what they doing. They just don't know what they doing. And it was gonna show on camera. the lack of respect that they have for the from the players just was going to show on camera, and it was just going to be so revealing. They know, you know, they know. Just by the way the training camps is and by the way we practice and all that. Now they probably was gonna put on for the camera, do kind of do stuff out the norm just because they know they're getting filmed. It's almost like reality TV. Like, yeah, it's reality TV. It's no script, but at the same time, just by those people knowing that they own camera, they might kind of do something out the norm than they wouldn't usually do it had 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 they didn't know that cameras was rolling. You know. But that's what I think. That's what I think about the whole hard knock situation. Because I damn sure wanted us to be on hard knocks because I just wanted to see us on that show because it gives you such an exclusive inside look at the daily operations when it comes to training camp and all that stuff. Like I would just like to be a part of that shit just to see who doing their thing in camp, see who not doing their thing, see who got a good personality that I like, see who just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it just give you so much access. But that's just why I feel like they wasn't on the hard knocks. But I'm gonna go ahead on and wrap the show up. I know I said that like 5 times. Let me go ahead on and get up out of here, man. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good night, and shoot, man. Hopefully next year things wouldn't be so bad, man. But y'all be cool, man. Peace.